Hey folks, Philly Boy J here, back with another video. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make homemade french fries. I've done a homemade french fries recipe before on my previous channel, PBJ Show. But because that recipe don't have any measurements, I'm going to be doing it over, okay? Besides, I don't know how long that channel would actually be available. What you're going to need is 3 russet potatoes. Okay, 3 russet potatoes. Now, if you want to make more or less french fries, you can use 2 potatoes or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. Okay, but I'm only going to be using 3 russet potatoes. Let's talk about the other ingredients that you're going to need for your homemade french fries. Seasonings that we're going to be using: garlic powder, onion powder, and seasoning salt. If you don't have seasoning salt, you can use regular salt. We're going to be using vegetable oil. That's the kind of oil that I use to fry my french fries. And you're going to need some Hellmann's mayo and some ketchup for the french fry sauce that we're going to be making once the french fries are done. Okay, so make sure you have those ingredients as well. So we're going to move on now to the first step, and that is obviously peeling the skin from off our russet potatoes. So let's do that now, and I'm going to show you how to slice your potatoes so that you can get that french fry shape that you want. Okay guys, so what you're going to do first is you're going to get a big mixing bowl and you're going to fill it up with water. Make sure the water's cool. As we're cutting our potatoes, we're going to place each potato into this mixing bowl so that the potatoes don't change in color, okay? And I like to rinse my potatoes off just like with my meat. I like to always rinse my food off before cooking it, okay? Give it a nice rinse to remove the residue or funk, okay? So we're gonna chop our potatoes up and then we're gonna place it in this bowl of cool water and rinse them really well, okay? All right guys, so what we're gonna do first is we're going to get our skin peeler and we're going to peel the skin off these potatoes. Okay, I'm going to do this, and once I'm done, I'll get back with you guys. Alright guys, so we peeled the skin from off our potatoes. So now I'm going to show you guys how to slice them. So you're going to cut your potatoes lengthwise down like that. You want to make sure that they are about 1/4 inch in width wide, like this. Okay, so now I'm going to get a smaller knife and I'm going to cut them into french fries. Okay, now we're going to add our potatoes to this bowl of water and get them a nice rinse. So, going to let them soak, and while they're soaking, we're going to move on to the next step. We're going to add our seasoning salt. Like I said, if you don't have seasoning salt, you can use regular salt. But if you do use regular salt, I would use half the amount of seasoning salt that we're using because salt is stronger and saltier than seasoning salt, okay? That's our garlic powder and onion powder, and you're just going to Stir this up. And that's going to be the seasoning that we sprinkle and season our french fries with once they're done. Okay? Now, I usually make my sauce later, but I'm going to do that now as well. Knock that out the way. Our mayo and our ketchup. And what I do is I don't really focus on amounts, but just ratios. I usually use twice as much mayo as I use ketchup. So if you use 1 teaspoon of ketchup, for an example, you'll use 2 teaspoons of mayo. Add the ketchup, give this a nice stir. Okay. And that's your sauce for your french fries. Okay guys, so there's 2 parts of the frying. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to pre-fry our french fries, and what that is basically frying the french fries on low heat so that it cooks through to the inside of the french fries. You want the inside of your french fries to be nice and tender, and then we're going to fry it again over high heat so that the outsides of the french fries get nice and crispy. And we're going to preheat our oil. We're going to add our oil now. And we're going to wait a few minutes until this gets nice and hot. You want to speed up the heating of the oil. Just turn it on high heat for a few minutes and then cut it back down to low once you add the french fries. You want to pat these dry, and you want to make sure they're dry as possible. Okay? Got some paper towels here. Press down, hold, make sure they're nice and dry, okay? So pat your potatoes dry, completely dry. Alright guys, our oil's hot. So we're going to add our french fries now. And we're going to pre-fry them. So that they're well cooked and tender on the inside. Okay guys, so they've been going for about 8-9 minutes. So we're going to remove them now. Alright guys, so at this point you can see that the french fries are nice and soft and tender, and that's the whole objective of pre-frying them, to get them nice and tender on the inside. You want your french fries to be tender on the inside, light golden brown, and crispy on the outside. So what we're going to do in the next few minutes or so is give them a full fry. And we pre-fried them over low heat. We're going to give them a full fry over high heat, okay? Because high heat is what's going to get them nice and brown and crispy. But because they are still very soft and fragile from the pre-fry, we're going to place them in the freezer for about 20 minutes so that they harden a bit, okay? Because they're really fragile. We don't want them to break. So we're going to place them in the freezer so that they harden and stiffen up, so that when we place them back into the frying pan, they don't break while we're, scooping them into the frying pan, okay? All right, guys, so our oil is hot. So we're going to now fry our french fries until they're nice and crispy. Okay guys, so I'm going to begin removing some of the fries, and I'm going to sit them on a paper towel to drain the excess oil. But they are smelling good and looking good. And you don't want to fry them for too long. Because they may not look completely brown while they're still in the oil, but they're going to continue cooking and browning a little bit when you take them out. So when they get this color, I'll remove them. Alright, and those are our hot French fries, and I'm going to season them with a little bit of the seasoning that we made earlier. Nice and well seasoned. And toss them around in the seasoning. And guys, this seasoning combination is amazing on French fries. Garlic powder, onion powder, and seasoning salt. Sometimes I even add a little bit of Old Bay, but yeah, seasoning that I use, you got to try that out. It's really good on this. This recipe is really good. Hope you guys enjoy these French fries. They are homemade. So if you expect them to taste like McDonald's French fries, I wouldn't try this recipe. They're not going to taste like McDonald's, but they will taste really good, especially with the seasoning that I used. And I like to eat mine with some homemade fried fish or a chicken sandwich. All right. And here is that sauce from earlier. Yes. Amazing. It's going to be delicious. Let me taste one. I personally think homemade French fries taste better than kind from the store. Hope you guys enjoy. These are really good. And I can eat these just like this. I don't even need none. Peace. Mm.